Some breaking news coming out of Monday Night Raw, and this is some Raw news indeed. Sasha Banks has walked out on the company. Yes, Sasha Banks has just left during a live Monday Night Raw show. She appears to have vacated her WWE title, her women's championship that she holds with Naomi. And is there any way she can return to the company? Honestly, I'm not sure. I can't imagine McMahon in the WWE will take this lying down. It's so unprofessional for this to happen, but Sasha Banks has done it. She wasn't happy with creative, and she has decided that she wanted, at least on Monday night, to leave the WWE. So, on Monday Night Raw, they did announce a six-pack challenge with the winner being the number one contender for Bianca Belair's title, and in that match was both members of the Raw tag, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. You had Sasha Banks in the match, and you had Naomi in the match. But an hour into Raw, we cut backstage, and there was a Becky Lynch promo with Adam Pearce, and Becky Lynch said that she's seen the tag champs Naomi and Sasha Banks leave the arena. So Becky Lynch then asked for the title match to just be awarded to her. Adam Pearce says this won't work. She has to go one-on-one with Asuka, and the winner of that will be the number one contender. Now, after this, there was news speculating on the dirt sheets that perhaps Sasha Banks wasn't happy with creative, and that she walked out on Monday Night Raw. But again, with dirt sheets, you have to take them with a pinch of salt, because you never know what they're saying. Most of the time, they're talking shite. They're trying to get the clicks. They're trying to get the views. So you know what? You can't really believe it, right? You have to take it at face value. But WWE have now released a statement. The company have released an official statement regarding the matter, and the statement says, and I quote, "When Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed at their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. During the broadcast, they walked into the WWE Head of Talent Relations, John Laurinaitis' office with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on the desk, and walked out. They claimed they weren't respected enough as tag team champions, and even though they had 8 hours to rehearse and construct their match, they claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents, even though they had matches with these individuals in the past with no consequences. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event," unquote. So there you go. WWE have actually released a statement. I'm actually surprised that WWE have released a statement. It doesn't seem something like they would do, especially get into detail as why. I mean, if they were going to make a statement, you'd expect it just to be a quick, "we're sorry for the main event changing," but I did not expect them to actually go into detail and explain that the champions handed in their suitcases, they handed in their tag belts, they weren't comfortable working with two of the opponents. I mean, who could that be? I'm going to assume maybe Doudrop's one of them, and I mean, who else? Who could the other one be? Maybe Asuka, I don't know, maybe Nikki Cross. I can't imagine it's Becky Lynch, because they've had a lot of matches with Becky Lynch over the years, but I mean, this is big news. Like I said, they just handed in their tag belts and left the arena. Apparently it was Sasha Banks that basically done this, and that Naomi just decided to follow her, so it looks like Sasha Banks was the one that kind of made this happen. She instigated the walkout, and Naomi, whether she agreed with Sasha Banks or she was just showing loyalty to Sasha Banks, she decided to walk out with her. So, I mean, this is pretty insane. You would have to believe now that they're no longer going to be the champs. I mean, even if they do have the titles, I think McMahon will probably take the belts off them at the earliest stage, probably on SmackDown. They'll lose the belts, but that's even if they decide to come back. That's even if they want to come back. We don't know. I mean, Sasha Banks and Naomi might not be on SmackDown, and McMahon might not want them to be on SmackDown. So, it's really interesting, but was not expecting this. And I wonder why they felt disrespected. I mean, maybe, because I did think it was a bit of a weird match. When I looked at the six-pack challenge, I thought, why is the tag team champions in this? Surely the tag team champions wouldn't be fighting against each other. It just didn't make any sense to me. It looked as if they were just throwing them in there to make up the numbers. So, I mean, I can kind of understand why they feel they weren't respected enough, but to walk out of Monday Night Raw after Sasha Banks reportedly tried to change some things, McMahon wasn't interested, that's pretty insane, guys. So we'll keep you updated on the news, but as for now, Sasha Banks and Naomi walk out, and who knows, this could even lead to them being released or asking for their release. We'll have to wait for more news. I'll keep you updated. Till next time, peace.